As I told, this training is going to cover SAP APO demand planning with the BW and SNP with the core interface. And one session we are going to take a overview of a PPDS. So these are all the training topics which we are going to cover, like a day 1, day 2, day 3. In the same sequence, we are going to take the training, and these are all the topics are going to be covered in this training. So if you see all these topics around some 40. So total 40 hours training. Okay. So the first day we are going to take a session of a what is the APO, because somebody will come from the APO background or somebody non-APO, non-SAP. So first to give an idea what exactly the APO that is we are going to cover. It's a overview session, nothing but like I will cover the PPT. And tomorrow we will take a overview of a demand planning. And from the next day we will start working in the system. Like all these are the configurations. So that before you are going to work on the configuration, if you know theoretically what is this exactly, then we can easily understand the configuration. So that like we will give a end-to-end process, what exactly the demand planning, then we will cover the same thing in the system, like all the configuration, so that we can easily understand. First theoretically if you know, then doing in the system you can easily understand it. So like that for all the topics. So like when we are going to start the BW, the first session we will take an overview, so that theoretically you will understand what is the BW. Then we will work on the configurations in the system. Similarly for SIP, similarly for the SNP also. So let's start this session. So this session is going to cover what is the supply chain management, because like a APO is a software to run the supply chain management, SCM. So that is the reason before we are going to start SAP APO, we need to know what is the supply chain management and what are the SCM solutions provided by SAP. In that one, what is the APO and high level APO business process and the difference between the SAP ECC, SAP APO, execution and planning. And what are the modules are there in APO and what are the future of these modules. Like now APO is going to become as IBP. So that is also we will discuss. That is very important. The future of APO. Then what kind of integrations are required, and finally your question and answers. So if you have any questions in between, just make a note. So after this session, we will discuss all our question and answers. Then only we will close the session. So before we are going to start SAP APO, we need to know the supply chain management. So for this also, I will use some documents. So by going through that document, you will have some basic knowledge of the. It's kind of a domain for APO. So what is the supply chain management? In a simple language, we can say the flow of a demand and supply. So in the flow of a demand and supply, there will be a lot of activities in there, like forecasting and manufacturing, procurement, distribution, and transportation. So to handle all these activities in the supply chain, so normally the companies they look at a software. Why? Because see, for example, like here a customer, he want to buy something, so he will go to the retailer, and the retailer will buy from the distributor, and the distributor will buy from the manufacturer, and the manufacturer he will get a component from the supplier or vendor. So this is the demand flow, and supplier or vendor he will supply the components to the manufacturer, he will make a finished product, then it will come to the distributor, and from the distributor it will come to the retailer, and finally it's reaching to the end customer. So here in this demand and supply flow, so there will be a lot of activities are there, and there will be some issues also there. So for example, like this customer needs some 100 quantity per month. So every month, like a first week, he will go to the retailer and he will take that 100 quantity. Say for example, he thought, okay, next month, maybe first week I may not able to go, second week only I can able to go. Better I will keep some safety stock. So I will order 120 quantity. So that even if I go second week, I can adjust this stock till 1 week. So then retailer will think, okay, this customer is required 120 quantity. So maybe next month, if my distributor is delayed, so at least I will keep some safety stock. So I will order to my distributor as a 150 quantity. Then distributor will thought, okay, this retailer is required 150. So better I will maintain some safety stock. I will order to my manufacturer as a 175 quantity. And manufacturer doesn't know what the end customer retailer really required. So he thought, okay, the distributor is required 175. So better I will make it as a 200 quantity. So what is happening here? So the real demand is 100 quantity, but it's reaching end of the chain is going to be as a 200 quantity. This is called as a bullwhip scenario. So imagine if it's a global company, hmm, and thousands of products, n number of manufacturing units, and a lot of distribution centers, customers, and retailers, vendors, etc. So if this is the way the demand and supply is going to be, so definitely it is going to be a loss-making company. Uh, Why? Because to run any successful supply chain, 2 points is important. One is you have to optimize your inventory. How much really you are going to sell, that much only you have to manufacture. And other one is maximize your customer service levels. So whatever the customer orders you are receiving, so maximum you need to fulfill, you have to deliver on time. So how you can achieve this one? So how you can achieve? So if you do a proper forecasting and proper planning, proper distribution, so nothing but the activities of the supply chain. All if you run properly, then only can achieve this one. So if manufacturer knows, okay, this customer is required 100 quantity, so then only he can able to manufacture 100 quantity. So he know, okay, the distributor is going to give to the retailer is going to give to the this one. So as per the delivery date, so I need to keep 1,000 quantity or 100 quantity here. So this way I have to feel, okay, I have to, okay, by this time I have to deliver some 100 quantity on time, so that he can able to deliver it. So I need not to produce excess, I need not to keep stock excess here. So to manage all these things, so definitely, so they need some software. So to handle, to run successfully, to make optimization of inventory, to maximize of their customer service levels, to run a successful supply chain, so they need some software. So for that one, in the market, there are different softwares are there. So in that one is SAP, SEM for planning, and there are other softwares also there, like Oracle, some other also competitors also there. Why we are interested more SAP product? Because SAP have the more market customer database. So many customers are implemented. So job opportunities also, we have more job opportunities. That's why we are also interested in SAP product. So in SAP SEM, APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization, is one of the module. And again, it having the submodules. We will discuss again what is the submodules and what is the feature of this one, and which one we need to learn, and what are the dependencies is required, any prerequisition, what are the job opportunities, so etc. All the things we are going to discuss. Other than APO, extended warehouse management, supply chain collaboration, transportation management, event management, service part planning. There are other modules also there. So the whole part is SCM. The supply chain management is, it's like an ocean, it's a whole quarter. There you can take a piece, what you are interested in, or what more job opportunities, or what is relevant for you. It's not like a person is going to learn all the things and work all the things. Even many companies not implement all. So what are really required, those only they are going to implement it. So we have to be specialized in what we want it. So many opportunities in the SAP SCM is there for APO. So APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization. So APO having the modules, one is a DP, Demand Planning. It's about the forecasting, and SNP, Supply Network Planning. It's a midterm planning and short-term distribution. PPDS is a short-term production planning and detailed scheduling. GATP, global available to promise, to find the confirmation date for the deliveries. And TPVS, transportation planning and vehicle scheduling, to optimize the transportation loads and minimize the transportation cost. LEDs, it's not a module exactly. This is like a add-on or value-added service for all these modules. So technically APO having the 5 modules: DP, SMP, PPDS, GATP, TPS. I will come back here again. So we will discuss. So what are the modules we need to learn and what are the prerequisites, and what are the job opportunities, what are the future of these modules. So, like all the things we will come back and we will discuss. So the high level business process for APO. So as I told, like it's going to support a global supply chain. Using one software, you can connect across your global supply chain nodes. Nothing but like your DC, your customer, vendor, plant, etc. You can connect all your supply chain nodes with one software, and you can able to run a global supply chain planning. Okay, Apple CEO want to know, okay, region wise, how many IX I'm going to sell next month. Single click you can able to see. Or again a country wise, a DC wise, whatever the level they want it, all the data they can able to see in a single click. That is the way it is going to support a global data. Then SAP ECC, or we can call it as a ERP. Earlier the people used to call it as a SAP R3 system. And now we are going to talk SAP APO. So what is the difference between the SAP ECC and SAP APO? So basically ECC is for execution and APO is for the planning. It's a planning system. This is execution. So if you take any organization, so they have a lot of day-to-day activities they are executing. Say for example, one customer will come, he will give the sales order. So then they have to note a order in the system, and they have to give the receipt for him. And he will come for the delivery. So they need to raise a delivery receipt and give to him so that he will show in the logistics and he will take the delivery. And once customer is paid, then we have to give the invoice so that that invoice he will take it as a proof for him. Then if you want to procure something from the vendor, we need to create a purchase requisitions and purchase orders. And if you want to do some manufacturing, you need to create a plant order, production order, process orders in the system. According to that, if they are going to do the production, they are going to do the procurement, they are selling. So finance and HR, there are a lot of other things also there. So SAP ERP software, SAP ECC software is going to support all the day-to-day activities of any organization for execution. To run like all the day-to-day things we can do using one software. Earlier, like they have to use multiple softwares for different activities. So SAP came up with only one software. You can use any activity in your organization. So now, like I want to know my planning, my future, what exactly I am going to do it. Okay, next month, how much I am going to sell. According to that, how much I need to procure, when I need to procure, from where I need to procure, and when I need to start my manufacturing, what are the machines are required, how many hours required, how many people are required, and how much I need to manufacture per day, per week, and how much stock I need to keep in my DCs to deliver their demands, and how many trucks I required to transport that much of quantity. So all this planning we can do in SAP APO. So what we are going to do, we will take a input, nothing but like a master data and the transaction data from ECC to APO. We will do the planning here and we will send the planning results to them. So according to that, they will plan how much they need to procure, when they need to procure, where they need to procure, how much they need to manufacture, when we need to start manufacturing, and how much we need to manufacture, what are the machines are required, etc. Then once they did the manufacturing, then how much stock we need to keep in the DCs, how many trucks are required. So everything we will plan it here. We will tell to them. So according to that, they will do the execution. But without planning, if you do, so the same problem. Like I don't know how much I'm going to sell next month. Simply, if I manufacture some 1,000 quantity, I may sell only 500 quantity. So my inventory is doubled. Or simply I manufacture some 1,000 quantity, but really I received the sales orders as a 2,000 quantity. So in that scenario, we are not able to deliver remaining some 1,000 quantity. So if you are not able to deliver on time, the customer will not come from the repeated sales, and he will not give good reviews, and he may like go for the other maybe suppliers also. So that is the reason. So we need a proper plan for our execution things, so that we can achieve by running this SAP APO. So here we are taking the data from ECC and we are doing the planning in APO, and again we are sending the results back to APO. So nothing but like we are transferring the data between the two systems. So if you want to transfer the data between the two systems, so definitely we need some interface. So since both are SAP systems, so SAP given a standard interface, it is called as a SIF. So using this SIF, we are sending the data from ECC to APO and APO to ECC. So like we can send the real-time data also. So that is the reason as an APO consultant, we should be good into this SIF also. Anyway, a part of our training, we are going to cover this SIF also. Then, so now a high level, what is the demand planning? Anyway, tomorrow we will discuss very detailedly what is the demand planning. So basically demand planning is a forecasting tool. So to know the future sales, we are using this tool. So it is going to do only forecasting. It will tell how much you are going to sell next month or next quarter or maybe next year, next 2 years. So like that we can know the future demand. So then only based on that we can plan for the manufacturing and all other activities. So how it is going to work? Normally we are going to give the input as a sales history data, nothing but like all our sales invoice quantities. So in this tool, SAP given a standard algorithms and formulas. So the formulas will read the sales history data. So based on the behavior of the sales history data, it will propose you, okay, so since you are selling 2 to 3 years, so this is the way, so that in the future also you will sell this much quantity. So here, like for short-term forecasting, we will use for the execution for manufacturing, and the mid-term and the long-term we are going to use for the future requirements of a manufacturing and financial things. Because like every company, they have their own goals. So now we are a $1 billion company. So next 2 years we want to be $1.5 billion company. So how they know? So they based on the forecasting they will calculate the revenues. Okay, so we are going to reach only 1.3. So to make 1.5 as per our company goals, so we have to go new market, or we have to innovate new products, or what are the products are loss making, we need to remove from the market. So like that they will plan some strategies, or maybe some promotions, etc. Or like now we are able to manufacture some 1,000 quantity, but in the future our demand is going to be 2,000 quantity, so we need to manufacture 2,000 quantity. So for that one we need a new machine, new plant, some approvals, new people, like etc, all the things we required. So that like you cannot do overnight all these things. So maybe after 6 months I will start all the things. So by the time when we reach the demand as a 2,000 quantity, we are able to supply the 2,000 quantity. So for that one, so it's a mid-term, short term and long term. For all purposes, we are going to do next 2 years of forecasting. And SNP, supply network planning. Basically, this is for the mid-term production planning as well as short term inventory distribution. And PPDS is a short term production planning. And ZATP, normally if any sales orders are there, so once the customer will come, he will give the sales order. So then immediately he will ask, what is my delivery date? So as per the delivery date, he will think, he will confirm the sales order or not. So using this software like a ZATP, we can check, okay, if stock is available, then we can able to deliver in 2 days. So there is no stock is available, so ongoing production so is going to be completed in 5 days. From there I will pick it and I will deliver it. It may take some 7 days. Or that is also not there. With available resources, if I start manufacturing, so it may take 10 days, so I will give delivery in 12 days. So like that, it will take all the conditions and it will tell you proper delivery date. So the same thing we can able to promise to the customer also. So if he likes the delivery date, he will confirm the sales order, and once he confirm the sales order, as per the confirmation, we can able to deliver it also. Then TPVS basically to optimize the transportation load and minimize the transportation cost. So these are all like a 5 modules are there in SAP APO, but after implementing of this TM transportation management, like this is advanced of the TPVS. So that is the reason SAP removed this module, because already advanced one TM is available. So when they implemented with the limited features only, they implemented this module. After that, they realized and they given the new module as a TM. So that's why now no more this product in the market. It means technically APO having the 4 modules: demand planning, supply network planning, production planning and detailed scheduling, and global availability policy. So any companies, maybe based on their requirement, they may implement only demand planning, DP plus SNP, or DP plus SNP plus PPDS, or all modules also. It depends upon the company to company. So there is no guarantee like all client will implement all the modules. And people also, team also going to be work independent modules. So some people will work for demand planning, a separate team for SNP, a separate team for the PPDS. Like that, it is specific to the module, or like now, like because of the cost cutting, so like a cross training, so that like maybe people are going to work into the 2 modules also. That is also going to be happening mostly for support projects. So here, like if I want to start my career in APO, which one is suitable for me? So demand planning, this is very generic. As I told, we are going to talk about the sales, forecasting, promotions, etc. It's like a general terminology. So anybody can understand this one without any background. Even if you don't have IT background also, if you have a time and interest, yes, you can able to get this one. And with APO demand planning background, you can able to understand the SNP. And you want to be as a PPDS consultant, you must have a background of SAP PP. Then only it will be suitable. Otherwise, it will not be suitable. And you want to be a ZATP consultant, you should have a background of SAP HD. Then only it will be suitable. Otherwise, not suitable. And if you see overall, if you see any organization, so like a 70-80% of SAP APO openings only for the DP and SNP combination. Why? Because like so many of the PPTS consultants, so they are going to take from their SAP PPT, because they know already their manufacturing process. So for them it's easy to convert into that one. So that's why most of the companies, they used to prefer who are already there in the PP, they will convert into the PPDS internally. That's why outside you will find less openings. And ZATP, very rare companies are implemented. So that is the reason you don't find a much demand in the market, like no much openings in the market. So most of the companies implemented DPSNP and PPDS. So you will find maximum openings only for the DP and SNP combination only. So that is the reason we also made this training. A DP, again a DP required a BW knowledge, and SNP required a DP and 6. Then we are going to do a overview of a PPDS so that theoretically you will understand, and we will show all important screens in the system so that we can make our profile as a DPS and SNP experience knowledge of the PPDS. Exactly what the market requirement. Okay. So now I think you people already know. So SAP is going to be all their future products as a HANA and cloud based. So part of that SAP ECC is going to be S4 HANA, and all this like a APO also they are going to, they already split it. So DP and SNP they made it as a IBP, a new software, and PPDS and GATP they added in the S4 HANA. It nothing but like in the future it is going to be part of SAP ECC. And DP and SNP is a new product as IBP, Integrated Business Planning. So they already released it in the market, but it's not like a complete product. Like every 3 months they are going to update the product. So the expectation is by 2020 it is going to be full-fledged product. So now what SAP is announced, by 2025 we are going to stop the supporting this APO product. So if you are already using APO, you need to be migrate to this new product as IBP. Or if you want, you can continue the APO, but if any bugs, we are not going to support anyway. Now they stopped implementing, adding any new feature functionalities here. So if it is running another 5 years, means another 10 years also it will run. But to avoid the risk, so people maybe go for the IBP. So now if you are comfortable of these two, then you can easily migrate into the IBP also in the future. Like you can become as a future IBP consultant. Like once the market have the more openings for the IBP, then they used to prefer to take the people who are already working into the APO, DP and SNP, because it's a kind of a similar terminology, a similar kind of a things and similar concept more or less. So that's why if they take who are having the background of SAP, APO, DP and SNP, so they can easily migrate into the IBP also, because they cannot get like all experienced people. So in a project, maybe 1 or 2 guys will be experienced of IBP, and remaining people they will take who are having the APO background. So it means like in the future also, if you are going to like changing the technology, also similar kind of a technology, so that you will not feel very difficult. Maybe some 2 to 3 months you will feel little difficult, but after that you will easily comfortable of this one. And definitely this is going to be again run another 15-20 years in the market, so that like till we are planning to retire, so we need not to change any technology also. So the main problem is like once you reach a good experience, some 15 years or something, so sometimes that product is going to be outdated in the market. So again you have to change the technology. In that experience it is going to be very pain. So now we are going to change anyway similar technology, and it is going to be again a new product also. So that is another advantage. Now you become as a APO consultant. And Alex, it's a value added service. So here in APO we are planning a global data. So millions of records are there. So if you want to know, okay, if any product has some negative forecast, or if any machines are overloaded, so no need to go each and every record. So simply like by configuring this alert, it will give the message to the business people. Okay, these products have some negative forecast, or like these products, the sales orders are more than the forecast, or these machines are overloaded this much of percentage. So like that it will give the message. So they need not to go each and every record. So wherever they get alerts, so they can check that data and they can correct that data. It will save a lot of time and efforts to the business. And this is like a working screen for the business users. So normally the planning team mostly they used to work in Excel. So that's why SAP also designed what are the screen they are working like. They will work only this thing. Rest of all the things as IT consultant we are going to do the configurations. So this screen also look like as Excel. so that just in 2 hours you give the training, so they will be comfortable to using. They will start using and they will comfortable of using this tool, and they will feel so they are working in Excel only, like a beautiful or modern Excel they are working. So change management also easy. Otherwise, if you use some complicated tools, so business people they may not like to work on that one. It should be always more user friendly. So the key of success of the smartphones is more user friendly. Even the kids are educated, non-educated, anybody can easily use that one because of that much of user friendly. That is the reason of that much of success. Huge sales. So any tool, the success is based on the user friendly. So this is also more user friendly. Maximum 1 2 hours only they can be comfortable, and next 2 hours only they can start working in this tool, and they can feel whatever they are working as of now. And coming to the integration, so APO having the inbuilt BW, that's the reason as a APO consultant we need to be good into the BW. And for optimizer, IBM product iLog server, optimizer time we will discuss. And APO database is going to store into the live cache. It's a inbuilt memory for APO. And ECC we can integrate, CRM we can integrate, and BW we can integrate, non-SAP systems we can integrate, anything we can integrate to SAP APO system. And these are all like a pain points in a global supply chain. So to resolve these issues, normally many companies are facing forecast quality not good, maintaining excess inventory, a lack of visibility of your supply chain, capacities are shortage. So these are all a global supply chain pain points. So to get a solution to avoid all these issues, they need to implement the SAP APO. So this is about the today's the demo.